All right, everybody's favorite topic on this channel, market statistics. Well, my favorite topic anyways, because I'm a bit of a market stats geek and I love diving into these numbers because this is what helps really direct and guide as to where the market is moving and how you can position and navigate the market yourself. So if you've been here before, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Mike Banks. I'm a local real estate agent here in Edmonton and the Greater Edmonton Area. And as always, if you have any questions whatsoever about buying, selling, investing, feel free to reach out to me personally. Call me, email me, text me, however you prefer to communicate. My contact information will be in the description below. And as always, I like to make these market statistics visual because it can be a little bit of a boring, dry topic, sitting here and listening and watching me talk about numbers. So let's dive into the screen right now and get into the numbers. So usually everybody's favorite topic, as always, is price. So the average price, and now this average number and this median number, now this is for everything. This is for single family homes, condos, and duplex and row housing. So this number is a little bit of a wash because it's not a true accurate reflection. Like say you're a condo buyer, well then this average number doesn't mean anything to you. You'd be more interested in the specific condo market. And again, I guess I should have prefaced as well, is this is specifically the city of Edmonton. We'll get into the Greater Edmonton Area after this. So again, average price, what is worth noting is month over month. So from December to January, there was an increase, and then also year over year. Month to month, there are seasonalities and the market does change and it does move, especially around the holidays in December, and January is typically a slow month too. So month over month there is not the biggest, most important thing to follow. Year over year growth is a more accurate reflection because all of these indicators, they need a bit of time to move and stretch out to really get a good idea of what the market's doing. So year over year growth there for the average and median price as well. So if we get into the more specific types of homes, so single family, average price, as you can see, was $437,000. The median was $395,000. Again, month over month growth from December, which is typical, right? December is kind of a really slow month for real estate. Not a lot of people want to move during the holidays. January is typically slow too, so seeing growth is still good, but also year over year growth for the price of single family homes in Edmonton. Condos, we have an average price of $214,000. We saw a little bit of decline month over month, but year over year, there's an article by the Edmonton Journal about how the condo market has been revived. So this is a good indication of that because the condo market here in Edmonton and surrounding it's been a little bit dead over the last 4 or 5 years, but seeing some year over year growth, strong growth too, 6.4%, the highest out of all the categories. Single family only grew 2.7% year over year, whereas condos grew, the price of condos grew 6.4% year over year. And then duplex and row housing, an average price of $359,000, a median of $333,000. Very strong month over month growth of 6.6% and pretty strong year over year growth of 3%. This is, again, everybody's favorite topic is price. You know, what is my home worth? How much am I going to sell it for? By the way, if you have any questions about that, again, my contact information is in the description below. Feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to give you a no paperwork, no pressure, no obligation, free home evaluation of what your home would be worth and potentially sell for in this market. It's these numbers here that as a real estate agent myself and as an investor myself, these are the numbers that I like to really dig into because, new listing sales, and we'll get into the ratios. These are the numbers that really give us an accurate picture of what the market is like. And it's these numbers here, which we'll get into it right now. This is what we saw. So there was an article also by the Edmonton Journal stating that January 2021 was the most active month of January in more than 10 years. And as you can see, so year over year, we only have January's data year over year so far, but a 43.1% increase in sales. January was a very, very busy month. Also busy was properties hitting the market, as you can see, month over month. So from December 2020 to January 2021, there was a 76.4% increase in listings. Now, it's not typical to see this much of an increase, but we do usually see an increase because, again, not a lot of people want to put their home up for sale during the holidays. So January tends to see more people putting their properties on the market, but this was a very big increase in inventory, and it would normally be considered a little bit alarming. However, the sales growth backed it up. So yes, a lot of property hit the market, but there was a lot of sales. So in real estate, we call that an absorption rate, or more accurately referred to as a sales to new listings ratio. So if a lot of property hits the market, but there's not a lot of sales, supply and demand, economics 101, right? You have a lot of inventory, you have little demand, there's going to be pressure on pricing downward. Now, there was a lot of sales. So one of the most important metrics we look at is, like I said, the absorption rate, or more commonly referred to as sales to new listing ratio. And that's basically dividing how many sales for the month over how many listings. And that gives us an idea of, stuff's hitting the market, but how much of it is being absorbed. And this number is 48.3% sales to new listings. So dividing 830 into 1,718, and that's 48.3%. So we're still basically right in that middle, kind of almost smack in the middle, right? 50% would be the exact middle, which would be a perfect balanced market. So with some of the chatter going on was, is Edmonton a seller's market right now? Well, according to this number, no, because anything typically above 60% sales to new listing ratio is considered a seller's market. So we're kind of right smack in the middle still. Another very important metric that we look at to determine what kind of market we are in and what kind of conditions are out there is months of inventory, which is taking all of the inventory currently active in the city of Edmonton, which is 3,984 listings, and dividing it by how many listings were sold for the month. So 3,984 divided by 830 is a months of inventory number of 4.8 months. So what that basically means is, with all of the inventory that's on the market, everything that's sold, how many months would it take at that rate to sell everything? So months in inventory, again, it's sometimes referred to as the absorption rate as well. It's another indicator of how much product is moving based on what is on the market. And 4.8 months is very close to a seller's market. Generally, anything 3 months and less is considered a seller's market. 3 to 6 months, sometimes 4 to 6 months, depending. Again, it depends on the school of thought the school of thought that you subscribe to, on what their thoughts are on that. Because some people consider 0 to 4 months is a seller's market, 4 to 6 is a balanced market, and 6+ is a buyer's market. So I would determine this based on the sales to new listing ratio and based on the months of inventory. Edmonton is still considered a balanced market. Now, that's not to be said that certain pockets of the city, right? Like there is a saying in real estate that all real estate is local. So the Edmonton market is different from the Vancouver market. It's different from the Toronto market. It's different from the Calgary market. So Edmonton is a local market, but even within Edmonton, there are little pockets and little mini local markets, right? Certain neighborhoods might sell faster than others. So you might have a seller's market in a particular neighborhood, but the Edmonton market as a whole is a balanced market. So another important number that we always look at too is days on market. So average days on market. And as you can see, this trend has been continuing. It's lower than the previous year. So this year, 58 single family homes were on market an average 58 days, whereas last year was 73. Condos, same thing. Not same numbers, but same trend. Condos were on the market for 71 days this year on average, and last year 84. And same thing, duplex and row housing, the number is decreasing from last year. And then overall, so all the residential for all categories is lower than it was last year. So just, again, another indicator of what the market is doing. So this is the city of Edmonton. Now let's pop over to the Greater Edmonton Area and look at the whole surrounding area, which, again, this little asterisk here says that the Greater Edmonton Area includes Beaumont, Bonaccord, Bruderheim, Kalmar, Devon, Edmonton as well, Fort Saskatchewan, Gibbons, Morinville, Leduc, St. Albert, Strathcona County. It's basically the whole surrounding greater metropolitan area. So again, everybody's favorite topic is price. Average and median, so month over month up a little bit, year over year up again, but this is just everything as a whole. So if we dig into single family, the average price for a single family was $427,000. Month over month was a little bit of a decrease, but year over year was an increase. The median was $395,000. Condos was $217,000 with a little bit of a month over month decrease, But year over year, seeing a similar pattern. It was a strong year over year growth in prices for condos. Median price was $195,000, and then duplex row housing average was $344,000, with the median $328,000 month over month growth, as well as a little bit of year over year growth. But again, just like with the city of Edmonton, it's this data here that is the stronger data. Pricing can be subjective because you might have seen, like what's showing right here, there might have been the sale of a really expensive home that particular month, or there might have been a lot of sales of really expensive homes for that particular month, and less condos being sold, so the average price gets a little bit skewed. So that's why I like to dig into this stuff, which is the market data. So same trend that we saw for the city of Edmonton. There was even more listings hitting the market, 87.9% month over month growth. So from December 2020, 87.9% growth in new listings hitting the market in January, which would be considered to be a very alarming number if it wasn't for the sales to back it up. So same theme, there was strong sales for the month of January 2021, 47.1% growth year over year, and also month over month growth as well. So if we take this number, 1,171, divide it into 20, so 1,171 sales, divide it into 2,400 listings, we saw a sales to new listings ratio of 48.79%. So still, just like the city of Edmonton, it's not surprising because Edmonton's part of this, is basically a balanced market, kind of right in the middle, sales to new listings. And then if we take all of the inventory, so there's obviously more inventory because there's more markets included here, 5,255 properties active for the month of January 2021. If we take that and divide it by how many sales there were for the month, we have a months of inventory 4.48 months. So pretty similar to the city of Edmonton. Again, not like crazy red hot, not a buyer's market, just kind of that nice sweet spot of a balanced market, but leaning closer to a seller's market. Now, again, you're seeing in the news and you're probably talking to friends and family, social circles, things like that. You're hearing about properties that are selling, first day on the market, hours, and going multiple offers. I mean, that is definitely happening out in the market right now. There are properties going multiple offers, first day, second day, third day, even on market. But there's still properties that have been on the market for 90 days, 100 days, 120. There's still, it's not quite like the entire market as a whole is not quite a red hot seller's market like some people are maybe saying in the news or again social circles. Again, certainly there are areas of town and certain pockets, certain neighborhoods where listings are being snapped like that, and especially if it's a good product, if it's a really nice home, it's a great listing at a great price, it's going to go fast. There are a lot of buyers out there right now. Interest rates are at record low and potentially even dropping further, some people are saying. Nobody can tell these things. I'm not going to try to claim that's what's going to happen, but there are some rumors that we might even see a little bit lower interest rates than we're already seeing, which is crazy how low they already are. So if you need any help navigating this market, you have any questions about buying or selling, maybe what your home is worth in this market, and making sense of these statistics, please feel free to reach out. My contact information is in the description below. Call me, email me, text me, however you prefer to communicate. I'd be more than happy to help you. And to help make sense of all of these different types of markets, like what a buyer's market is, what a seller's market is, what a balanced market is, consider checking out this video right here. I'll put it on the screen, and I'll see you in the next video.